question is not whether wholesaling works, because there's people in the room doing it. The question is not whether it can really change your life. I mean, think about it. If you did not make $51,000 on your first deal, you really messed it up and only made 10% of that, you only made $5,100 in the next 30 days, would that still be kind of a big deal? And especially if you could do it over and over and over and over again after that, yeah. If you just try it, if you go through the steps, it will work, okay? It's not, this isn't something that I or anyone else you know invented. It's been around for a long time. What people like me have done is perfected it and created a system that you can just follow. The question isn't whether you should do it, it is how far do you want to take it? How do you want to use this? And there's a lot of different ways that you can choose to take this. And again, Saturday morning, we're going to talk about some stuff like how do I get a virtual assistant and what would they do and how do I systematize this and make it so it's not me doing all the work all the time. But guys, you really need to make an investment in some education here. And I can take you wherever it is that you want to go in this wholesaling business with my home study system. And it is a two-part system, although I only seem to have one part up here. It is a two-part system called the Real Estate Goddess's Guide to Wholesaling. Why don't you just stand there and hold these, because I don't know if they're going to stand up on that thing. And then the second course, which is the Real Estate Goddess's Guide to Building a Wholesaling Business. Now, for those of you who are just getting started, what you want to do is you want to take home the two books, and I am giving you permission, to put the blue one on the shelf for right now. Because this is the one about how to create the business plan and the systems and start financing deals for your buyers. So it's a little bit of a more advanced course. This is the one that is going to show you how to go out and do the kinds of deals we've been talking about right away. What the Real Estate Goddess's Guides do for you is they clear out all the brush. I talk to so many people who want to wholesale houses, and they literally don't know what to do first, and they don't know how to spend their time, and they don't know how to find buyers. And it's like they're standing in this forest, and there's these trees all around, but they can't see a path. The Real Estate Goddess's Guide gives you a path. It says, here's step one, here's step two, here's what you do every day, here's what you do once a week, here's what you do once a month, so that you don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. It gives you the training on the basic skills. How do I find the after-repaired value? How do I inspect the property? How do I put repair costs to that so that you're making the right offers right from the beginning, so that you don't go through this thing that a lot of people go through where they go out and put a bunch of stuff under contract that they can't sell. Guys, it takes just as long to not sell a property and not get paid as it does to sell a property and get your check. So you might as well be doing it right and not be trying to learn on the job, because when you learn on the job, people in Cyria start thinking you're either an idiot or a crook trying to pass off bad deals. And that is not a reputation you want. You want to be able to do it right from the start. It gives you the confidence that you need to go out and do this and know that you're doing the right thing. Now, does that mean that this is not going to be scary the first couple of times you try it? How many of you remember your first wholesale deal? How many of you were scared to death right up until the time you got that thing sold? It was a frightening experience, right? Even though you knew I'm doing all this stuff right, it's happening exactly like it's supposed to, it was still an emotional experience. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to face up to some fear. It just means that you're going to know, even though you're scared, that you're doing it right. It gives you a set of systems, like literal systems, like here is how, here's what you do from the time that you start marketing until the time the phone rings. Here's what you do when the phone rings. Here's what you do from the time that you put the property under contract until the time that you have a buyer. Here's what you do after you have a buyer. That's going to let you expand to as big as you want to be And it's going to give you that chance to really change the way you relate to money and that you relate to the world. And that is the biggest gift that I can give you right there. So all the forms and contracts, the purchase agreement for assignment, the assignment agreement, phone interview forms, templates for creating flyers for your wholesale deals when you want to bring them here, and just every form and contract that I use on a day-to-day basis in my wholesaling business so that you don't have to recreate those. All of the systems that I use to get a six-figure income every year wholesaling properties at about 10 hours a week, and all of the strategies that I have learned for buying and negotiating and selling deals over the course of the last 20 years. You will find very quickly as you read the manual, listen to the audios, that I am not a, it's all just going to be ear and skittles all the time kind of instructor. I tell you what can go wrong and I tell you what not to do. I tell you how to avoid it. I tell you when it does go wrong, here's what you do about it. So it's not just, learning these things is not just about learning what to do, it's about learning the mistakes to avoid. I know people learn different ways. You can read the manuals. If you're an audio learner, we've got 18 hours of audio that covers the materials in the manuals. And if you like to watch, there's also 18 hours of video in the on-demand trainings, which you will be sent as a link. One of the big deficits of the course I took years and years ago was that when something happened that was not in the book, I had nobody to talk to. There was no follow-up beyond the actual live event. And so when you get the Real Estate Goddess Guide, I'm not going to desert you like that. You're going to become a member of my inner circle, which means that for the next 6 months, we are going to have a webinar every Wednesday night. It's on a different topic every Wednesday night. And these are real training webinars. These aren't sales pitches. This is like we're going to talk, what are we doing? We just did repairs and estimation, and next week, we're doing something great, I'm sure. Anyway, at the end of the webinars, there's a live question and answer period. So you get on, you get trained about something, and then if you got a question that's come up about something you've done, you have the opportunity to ask it at the end of the webinars. There's people in this room doing this here in Indianapolis, and there's no reason you can't do exactly the same thing. And you're worried about making an investment in the education, really? It's $12.97 to get the Real Estate Goddesses Guides and learn everything you need to know to do what the folks in this room are doing. Which is awesome. Anybody would trade $12.97 for $10,000, assuming that it actually worked. And that's the question, is does it actually work? Well, here is how sure I am that it's going to work. Take it overnight. Try it. If it doesn't work exactly like I say, in the same order which I say it's going to, just do the step-by-step thing that I tell you to do, you can return it and get a full refund. So either it makes you money, or I'm going to give you your money back. Is that fair? Yes? No? I mean, I can keep your money. How long, now this is a serious question, how long do you need to give it a really good try? I'm thinking it's not 3 days, 6 months. They're busy. Well, because here's the thing, like most home study courses come with like a 3-day return policy, which means you barely get it home and get into it, and you got to make a decision about whether to return it or not. I actually want you to give it a real try. And if it's going to take you 6 months to give it a real try, we will give you 6 months to return it for a full refund. Okay? So literally, you can go home, take your time, get through it, get past whatever busy thing is happening with you this week, and go out and try talking to some sellers, and try talking to some buyers, and try looking at some properties, and see if you can run the comps based on the information I give you. And you've got 6 months. If it does not make you more than you paid for within the next 6 months, return it and get all of your money back. Can you change the written guarantee, say 30 days, can you change it to 6 months? Okay.